Hello and welcome back to the British Accent Podcast. I'm Nick, and I've got Emily here with me, as always.
Hi everyone. So glad you're tuning in again. Today's episode has a fun little twist, because we're diving into something most of us probably spend a bit too much time doing, watching Netflix.
Exactly. But we're not just talking about binging shows, we're going to look at how your Netflix history can actually reveal a lot about your English learning habits.
That's right. Believe it or not, the kind of shows you choose, whether you watch them with subtitles or not, and how you react to what you're hearing, all of that says something about your listening skills, vocabulary range, and even your pronunciation awareness.
Let's start with a simple question. What kind of shows do you usually go for? Sitcoms, dramas, documentaries?
Because each type actually gives you different types of English exposure. For example, sitcoms like Friends or The Office often use casual, conversational English, lots of idioms, sarcasm, everyday expressions.
Exactly. Whereas dramas or crime shows tend to use more formal or emotional language. Think of a show like The Crown. You're hearing very structured British English, probably with accents and vocabulary that aren't used in casual chats.
And then there's reality TV. If you watch shows like The Great British Bake Off or Queer Eye, you're exposed to natural, unscripted speech, filled with interruptions, slang, and sometimes regional dialects.
Let's also talk about subtitles. A lot of learners start with English audio and subtitles in their native language. And that's fine to begin with. But eventually, switching to English subtitles, or even none at all, is a big indicator of your progress.
Yes. If you've recently caught yourself watching a show in English, with no subtitles, and still following the storyline, you're doing better than you think.
Another thing to notice is whether you pick up on jokes, sarcasm, or emotional tone. If you've started laughing at a British joke that's all wordplay, or you noticed the irony in a line from a drama, well, your comprehension is going deeper than just words.
That means you're starting to feel the language, not just translate it. Which is a huge step in fluency.
Let's not forget pronunciation, too. If you've ever paused a show and repeated a line, mimicking the accent, the rhythm, or even the attitude, brilliant. That's active learning, even if it feels like play.
So the next time someone tells you you're wasting time on Netflix, remind them, you're analyzing dialogue, expanding vocabulary, and improving your listening comprehension.
Just maybe keep that between us, yeah? Makes the "I'm studying" excuse a bit more believable.
First tip, rewatch episodes. I know it sounds boring, but rewatching actually helps you notice expressions or vocabulary you missed the first time. The second watch can feel more relaxed, and suddenly you're hearing new things, because your brain isn't working as hard to follow the plot.
And if you're someone who already replays your favorite scenes, perfect. Try shadowing. That means you repeat what a character says right after they say it, matching their tone, speed, and even emotion. It sharpens both listening and speaking in one go.
You can even pause after interesting sentences, and try saying them with your own twist. Like, change the subject or verb and build a new sentence from the same pattern. It's a sneaky way to practice grammar and sentence structure without opening a textbook.
Also, don't overlook the episode descriptions or subtitles. Read them actively. If you spot a word you don't know, pause, look it up, say it aloud. You'll remember it much more than if you just let it go by.
Another thing, you can turn Netflix into a mini dictionary. When a word comes up again and again in different shows, it means it's probably useful. Keep a notebook or app handy and collect those repeat offenders.
And let's not forget accents. Netflix is packed with accents: American, British, Australian, Irish. Try switching between shows to train your ear. One week you could watch Stranger Things, the next week Peaky Blinders. You'll start recognizing rhythm, stress, even regional slang.
Plus, if you're really into pronunciation, choose a character you like and make them your model. Listen to how they say things, and try to copy. It's more effective than random practice, because you're emotionally connected to the show.
Even small changes help. Switch your Netflix interface language to English. That means your whole navigation experience becomes part of your learning. Suddenly you're thinking in English without even noticing.
And if you want a real challenge, try watching stand-up comedy. It's fast, full of cultural references, wordplay, and humor. If you can follow even half of it, you're doing really well.
Oh, and don't worry if you miss jokes or expressions. Comedians speak fast even for native listeners. It's all about exposing yourself to different speeds and topics, like mental gym for your ears.
So yes, your Netflix history can be your secret English teacher. It reflects your preferences, your comfort zones, and your challenges. But more importantly, it offers you a personalized learning path, wrapped in popcorn.
Exactly. And if you're already watching something you love, you're far more likely to stick with it. That's the beauty of using entertainment as a learning tool. It doesn't feel like study. It feels like something you do anyway, which makes it sustainable.
Right? And here's something else. Binge watching doesn't have to be guilty. If you're doing it in English, you're immersing yourself. Even passive exposure has value. Your brain starts picking up sentence patterns, stress, and even cultural nuance without you trying.
Just imagine, you're lying in bed with your favorite series playing, and your brain is learning intonation and vocabulary while you relax. That's not wasted time. That's language absorption in disguise.
And don't underestimate background listening either. Even if you're not fully paying attention, just having English audio on while you cook, clean, or exercise still counts. It's like music for your brain.
So whether it's a murder mystery, a baking show, a reality series, or a fantasy epic, there's always something to learn if you watch with purpose, even just a little. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. Being curious.
Exactly. English doesn't only live in grammar books or classrooms. It lives in characters, conflict, laughter, awkward moments, and epic one-liners. It's right there, in the dialogues you're already enjoying.
So next time you press play, don't feel bad. Feel smart. You're not just watching, you're working on your fluency. One episode at a time.
And another fun trick, use subtitles smartly. First, watch with English audio and English subtitles. That helps your brain connect spoken words with their written form. Then, if you're feeling confident, try turning the subtitles off. Let your ears do the work.
Yeah, and don't stress if you miss a few things. That's totally normal. Even native speakers don't catch everything all the time. The goal is to gradually get better at recognizing common phrases, casual speech, and natural flow.
And if you want to take it one step further, try repeating short lines aloud. Just mimic what the characters say. Copy their tone, rhythm, and even facial expressions if you like. It's great shadowing practice, and it's way more fun when you're doing it with your favorite show.
Also, don't be afraid to pause and rewind. If a phrase grabs your attention, go back. Watch it again. Maybe even write it down. Shows are full of real-life phrases that aren't always in textbooks, like, "You've got to be kidding me," or "I'm not buying it."
Exactly. These are the kinds of phrases that make your English sound real, not robotic. And when you hear them over and over in your shows, they naturally become part of your own speaking style.
And here's a bonus idea: talk to someone about what you watched. Even if it's just a quick summary or opinion. I just watched this show called The Crown. It's about Queen Elizabeth's life, and the actors are brilliant. That's a conversation starter and speaking practice all in one.
Or if you don't have someone to talk to yourself. Just describe what happened in the episode, or how it made you feel. It builds your fluency, confidence, and comfort using English in everyday situations.
And the beauty is, you don't have to carve out extra time. You're already watching something to relax, So why not make it part of your English growth? It's learning that doesn't feel like learning, and that's often the most effective kind.
Yeah, and no need to feel guilty if you're not reading a grammar book or doing a worksheet. This kind of immersive exposure can be just as valuable, sometimes even more, because it helps you feel the language. You start to understand how real people talk, joke, argue, and express emotions.
You'll also start noticing the differences in accents and speech styles. For example, compare how characters speak in something like Stranger Things versus Downton Abbey. You'll pick up American versus British rhythms, slang, and even cultural references.
And the cool thing is, the more you watch, the easier it becomes to follow. What was hard at first, like fast dialogue or unknown words, becomes familiar. Your ears adjust. Your brain starts predicting what comes next. That's fluency in action.
Exactly. So even if it's just one episode a night, or one short YouTube video during lunch, it's all adding up. Bit by bit, you're not just entertained, you're becoming a more natural, intuitive English speaker.
And that's really the heart of it. Let English be part of the life you already enjoy. Whether you're a drama fan, into documentaries, or love a good cooking show, whatever pulls you in, that's where your English has space to grow.
And if no one said it to you yet, we're proud of you. Watching in English, even when it's fun, is still effort. It's still learning. So the next time you open Netflix or scroll through YouTube, remember, you're not being lazy, you're being clever.
Exactly. Keep enjoying the stories, the laughs, the characters, and let your English grow naturally along the way. Learning doesn't always look like studying. Sometimes, it looks like popcorn, subtitles, and a comfy sofa.
That's all for today's episode. Thanks for letting us be part of your English journey. Keep going at your pace, and keep finding joy in the small, smart things you do for yourself.
We'll see you next time on the British Accent Podcast. Until then, stay curious, stay kind to yourself, and keep learning in ways that fit your life.